The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scump, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by USAA Insurance, auto, renters, and home insurance that's made to help the military community protect what they've worked hard for. It's Thursday, Call of Duty fans. Welcome back to the Major 2 presented by Zenny Gaming. And boy, oh boy, do we have a clash of titans for you. New York Subliners going up against Dallas Empire. It's a great way to start the day, and we cannot be more excited to get into this one. My name's Miles, his name's Chance. We're ready to give you a wonderful day of Call of Duty action. Chance, my friend, how are you?
I'm doing great. I changed the song on my alarm clock this morning, so I woke up. I'm ready for a beautiful day of Call of Duty. And of course, the match that we have, New York against Dallas. Two of my favorite teams to watch, and it should be an absolute bloodbath, Miles. I'm very excited.
Very, very excited indeed. Well, friends, you know the drill now. If you're new here, what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about how excited we are about this game, and we're going to roll a piece of footage introducing the first team. That first team, ladies and gentlemen, is the New York Subliners, and they're hot to trot.
Don't let us down. Bring home a championship. Not one, not two, maybe 3 or 4.
Yo, Clayster, you don't bring home the championship, you out of here, boy.
Hey, if there's one thing about the city that I understand, it's that they don't tolerate losing.
He's in from behind again. Clayster with 2.
So I'm bringing championships. We're bringing them by the dozen.
Just make sure the snipes is hitting. Headshots only. Anything higher than the headshot is uncivilized.
What a zoomer is? Zoom? He's on Zoom meeting?
The stallion is frying. The stallion is cooking.
Not quite what I was thinking.
You guys gonna kill it out there.
Good luck this season.
Thank you guys so much. This season's for y'all.
Subliners, way to go. New York's behind you 100%.
We're bringing a championship to New York City.
New York Subliners, Chance, definitely one of the hottest teams in the league right now. They're looking fine. Of course, Clayster, Asim, Diamondcon, and Mack. A squad that, I mean, I'm going to say this every time, but this was not the team that NYSL, the management, wanted. You know, based the way the world and, you know, injury, of course, Zuma, he's having a great time on the flank. I don't think he's complaining, but like so much has happened for this roster. And if anything, I think they seem to be in the best possible position they could be right now.
I mean, they're in a fantastic position, but obviously they want nothing but the win, right? That is the expectation they have going in. And this is the perfect series to get the ball rolling, right? They've played Dallas before, lost to them both times. And even at the last major, it was Dallas that ended up sending them away and they got beat 3-0. So they're looking for redemption. They're looking to prove. Obviously, they're one of the top teams, but they're looking to be the best. Major 2, just an opportunity to prove it.
Another opportunity. Well, speaking of majors, their opponents in the gold corner, coming in at a combined weight of about 4 people. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Dallas Empire. Dallas Empire have smashed the gates open. Oh no, Huke is in your base. Oh, it's a shot punch. Oh no! Once again, they saved the day. The reigning world champions from the 2020 season, but they got slapped in the major last time, mate. Can they find redemption here where they've got to get through NYSL first? Dallas Empire, Shotzzy, Crimsix, iLLeY, and of course Huke. What a squad, what a team. We talked about it pretty much all day on Spaces on Twitter. You should have been there, it was a lot of fun. But this is a squad that's been going through a bit of a rough patch, Chance, I think is a good way of putting it.
I mean, you could say a rough patch, sir, but I think when you're looking at this team, right, they got second at the last major. There is one way for those guys to improve, and it's to beat Atlanta FaZe in the finals. But of course, you got to get there first. Search and destroy has been a theme for this team. You got to imagine that's what they're looking to focus on to make those adjustments. And well, taking a look at the keys to victory, that's exactly where my head's at. The only series this team has lost all year long, it's when they lose both of the searches, right? Their only loss to Chicago, that's what happened. They lost the 2-5, dropped the respawn. Both of their losses they've had to Minnesota, it's the exact same story. Search and destroy is the only time they have flaws. So if they just win one of those, they should be good to go. And shout out to Round 11 Stats. They made the note of like, First Bloods, incredibly important for this team. They have one of the worst 3v4 win percentages throughout the league. So they get those First Bloods, they will be absolutely good to go.
Oh, interesting to know who that individual player who dies first the most is. We can start laying the blame. Now the chance to game field keys to victory. The New York Subliners.
Well, one of the most important things for this team, I think they have been by far the most creative team in the league, and I think those bold play calls need to continue, right? And when I say the scrim routine that you're trying to avoid, there's so many little situations that can pop up that if you're just in scrims, you're just sort of going through the motions. New York has been a team that has been able to dodge that, right? Like, I'm thinking the Moscow hardpoint they played against Seattle, where there's, what, 20 seconds left on P2 and Clay makes the call. We don't need this time. Everything come down to this next hill, send every player on rotations. And just having that like next level state of awareness to know what's going on in the map, to make those bold calls. If New York can keep that up, they'll be good in this series. And while taking a look at the maps and modes, I think the most interesting thing about this, Miles, is got to be the vetoes. The fact that the hardpoint checkmate and then the search and destroy checkmate gets taken out by Dallas. Each of those, Dallas, that's one of their best maps, but they have a different game plan in mind. And well, of course, if they're getting rid of the checkmate, what ends up coming into play? Miami Search and Destroy and Moscow Hardpoint, which admittedly also two fantastic maps for Empire. So they're trying to make plays already just in the pick and bans. Of course, we do get to see how it plays out for them.
Oh, this is a spicy map pool. We're going to start this one off on Moscow. And Chance, I'm more than excited, frankly, to get into this one. Game 1 underway. We're playing in the winners bracket here in Major 2, presented by Zenny Gaming. And we do have a wonderful day ahead of us, but we're going to start this one off right. A massive bowl of nutritious Dallas versus Subliner O's. Hard point now on Moscow, moments away from starting. Chance, any kind of bold opening prediction for this one? Again, with the keys were on point, mate. We'll see if they come to true fruition towards the end. Any vibes?
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards New York, just like off of instinct, but it's not by a mile or even by a ton, right? Looking at the stats between these two teams across all game modes, it is incredibly close, just straight up down the line. It is genuinely a series of who clutches up, makes that bigger play. The 1v3 in search, the nice break on a hill and a hard point. It is the little things that are going to make the difference. And at least for now, well, you see just the contest inside the hill is Huke. He's thinking about flipping the spawns, but Asim was ready and waiting. And Asim now, well, he is going to fall. Play there for the cleanup. New York holding on for P2.
Yeah, they hold on just about. And it was an interesting opening push there from Dallas. Those who are watching the minimap, we saw a couple of players invest their way through the top side of the escalators. Doesn't quite work out, though. Still the war raging on the hard point here. Dallas managing to find some decent time off the rip. The kills come through. Clay finally goes down. Diamondcon loses his fight over by Statue as well. So now you have an open field to push through. And it's going to be Crim leading the charge, trying to get his way in towards his second point. 10 seconds up. A sneaky Crimsix. Oh no, that's... Oh my god. Mack wins a big one. And that's still going to be spawns in favor of New York for now, I believe. No, they're actually spawning a little far out. So Mack's got to get this done alone, Chance.
Yeah, you can see he's actually playing hide and seek. He's just waiting for his teammates to come through white, but now he's got that AR support that he needs for the long-range gunfights, and he is just doing his job, staying alive, and as soon as he pounces on the attack, able to get the kills. And I think he has an idea that Crimsix is around right. He's going hunting for him, knows he's down low, and there for the trades. Mack on the 4 spree inside the point, but all of this is basically just to hold on for the spawns. Neither team able to get a big chunk of time.
Still 30 seconds remaining here on the second hard point, and already things are looking hot indeed. Mack with a great start there, 5-4 overall. That was a very solid spree to keep his team in it. But again, look towards that minimap. We are going to be moving towards the next hard point. Third coming up in just a moment, top left-hand side of the screen. And as you can see, those gold arrows of Dallas Empire all over it, swarming over, making sure no one from NYSL can make their way onto the point. But slippery Mack, with them a Diamondcon, now making their way through the backside of the bank, and they will be on that hard point in just a brief moment. There is a concerted effort now to sneak on through and try to find those players. But Crim, the furthest regions of the map, far left-hand side, he's going to be the player watching them. Here he goes. Mack's up first. Shotzzy's there going to be backing him up in just a brief moment. There's Shotzzy's kill, and it's a nice hold already from Dallas.
Well, it was a nice hold, except for the fact that you're just able to walk through the front. You have so much pressure on the backside of the spawns. The New York gets 2 in elbow, but Huke goes hunting, takes both of them down in the only opportunity for New York to get in the hill. I would say is going to get stuffed, but obviously now it actually comes down to, well, just more AR gunfights. New York, they're just trying to do all of this, flooding through Eskies.
Oh, New York just flying through the front. The kills are there. Crim finally gets involved, brings his Crimsix up front, finds one. Diamondcon, nice shots into the second. This is a great work. Back and forth we go as these two teams going head-to-head at every single fight. Asim now on your screen, making his way over towards the next hard point, the Boulevard. And again, 2 members of Dallas Empire here already. It's going to be iLLeY there by the top bus position. Asim's job, deal some damage, and hopefully be able to get on that point. But as you can see, Empire lined up towards Boulevard, looking to get the next time.
All this pressure is coming out of Rad Room right now, but actually that side street is going to be open and available. Still that bank spawn coming through, so New York needs to make sure they stay aware. And Shotzzy, well, the opportunity to be the thorn in their side. He has now effectively trapped these New York players in the hill. So you got 2 players on the hill that are dealing with the rest of the Empire. Meanwhile, Shotzzy just trying to be that cutoff man, but bad timing for him and great kills for New York. They get the 3-man wipe, and well, outside of Crimsix, nobody else for Dallas is going to be home. New York trying to get a decent chunk of time on the street hill.
NYSL, good job to hold the time. Here comes the push from Dallas. Be great now to go for a quick Astro Gaming listen in with the New York Subliners.
Hey, gold, yeah,
Help me.
We can't. They're rotating right now. Tyler dead.
Could go SK,
Mack
could
gonna
go
rotate
SK.
off and rotate this one. I'm playing no push, I'm push too. He's in rat
I'm gonna go get hold on. I'm gonna roam gold, okay?
I'm playing for this guy's off hold.
Make sure we get the guys.
On the car,
They could go SK, they definitely could go SK your way.
On the car, iLLeY. He's still on the car.
What's on you? What's behind you?
Shit, I got
How did I shoot you? You went SK then. You went SK.
I'm trying to
Show
get
you now. Show you now.
Nothing's
I have to get away from this corner, I'm getting
Yeah,
away.
get away. Good job, Mack. Good
I'll
job.
get you right now. We're seeing iLLeY street.
I'm gonna go block the balk.
Nobody's gold. I'm flanking gold. Give me a sec.
Are you?
Give me a sec. Nothing street.
They're challenging it.
Watching your short side. Watch it. 2, 3, 2, no, short side.
I'm watching. Mack, long.
Live. Where's my? I spawned SKs.
I got one more top down.
On street, guys. We should play for
Getting
P1.
splits. They're getting splits, yeah.
Play for P1.
I'm gonna come down SK.
Short side hill. Watch out. He's weak on you.
Good job.
I'm holding glass.
Top globe. Connor on top of the globe.
Get on time, Connor. Play where are you?
I'm back street. I'm coming
through front white.
He'll be glass on me. I'm watching my glass. Oh, on me street. In the back green. On the bus. Back bus behind green. They spawn street. They spawn street.
I'm gonna try to get the bottom police.
Yo, one might be front behind you guys. I might. Never mind.
I can't get the bottom police. There's two spawn kill trophy. One bottom police, Simp. That's one.
One closet, 2 street. One hit on mid-alley.
Yeah.
One of you.
Chance, this is an absolute war between these 2 teams, Comsan and Crisp, and I just love hearing Asim, help me, when it's over towards that Boulevard point. But all things sound great.
I mean, they sound great, and I think it really just gives you an idea of how good both of these teams are, right? You got Clay realizing there's an opening, he can flank through gold, but then he goes and, well, Dallas are watching it, they're aware of what's open, and now on this hill, not a ton of things open. You get 2 players coming through green, the other 2 trying to pinch through white, and Clayster maybe just doing it by himself, picks up the big 2 to get in the point, then his teammates move through green, you get the break on the hill, and really, it's just Huke left up top, trying to keep his team alive.
Oh, and he does that. What a big win that was from Huke. Over to Clay he goes. Can he find all 3? Hell yeah! Huke lands them. Great way to break hard point. 20 seconds going to be going his way. His teammates are already on their point as well. So Shotzzy made his way across map. Can he find the kills? The tags are already in. Shotzzy trying to move mountains here, quite literally alone. The squad's trying to reinforce him. And round we go by this fountain. Shotzzy not able to get Clay, but a big rotation win there from NYSL.
Oh, those are massive gunfight wins for them to pick up. A couple one-on-ones they need and a couple one-on-ones they are going to get. And for Empire, well, you got a big problem right now. Asim, well, doesn't need the trigger discipline because he's able to get the 2. Give him the 3rd as well. Doesn't need it. Job well done. His team now nice and secure inside the actual point. You don't have to worry about the full flanks. You know pressure's going to be coming in through elbow in the front. Now it's just about winning these gunfights.
Oh, here we go. iLLeY's trying to make this work out. Clay gets the better of him. He actually lands 2 of them. Huke's now on point. Can he find the kills against Asim? No, the hot hand returns. Now Crim, last player for Empire in this position, but he does have a lot of NYSL reinforcements on their way. 20 seconds can be his if he can stay alive on the point. Can his teammates get there in time? iLLeY arrives, dropped immediately by Clay, and now it's Clay versus Crim over the scrap time while his teammates battle for the next hard point, and Crim comes out on top. If he can hold it, a couple of seconds going their way, but nah, Diamondcon's going to have it. Meanwhile, Chance, rotations are on.
I mean, both of these teams fighting tooth and nail for every single second on board. Right now, maybe the most interesting players, number 2 on the map, Crimsix, again, pulling out all the stops. The number of different spots that they have pulled out of the bag to try to make plays has been ridiculous, and it pays off. The clean 4-man wipe. Now you set up and do it once again. And look at the angle. Again, they are playing so distant from the hill, so patient and so clean. And Shotzzy, again, just buying his teammates the time as all the pressure now coming from bank side.
Here comes the bank push. Crim from top bus. Seems going to be up there, eliminated from the bus. Great work from Crim. iLLeY's down front, watching the players coming out of the office jump up. Shots once again from Crim, but Mack and Diamondcon proved too strong. Sadly, a team kill there from Empire is going to slow the push down. But again, they did a great job on this hard point. Not an easy one to get a lot of time from. Still, they hold the Boulevard admirably. Meanwhile, rotation's already underway. You've got Asim in the center of the map now, looking towards the next hard point. Most importantly, securing spawns to the right.
Well, he's going to be doing his best, but can't even win the first gunfight. Dallas Empire, well, made sure to rotate nice and pretty to secure those rotations for new, but still a ton of time on the clock. And Clayster, well, him and Diamondcon able to get up a couple kills, and all that time spent on the rotation to no avail. Empire going to be spawning street to try to go for the break once again. And, well, with Huke causing problems over towards Globe, you actually might have an opening inside the actual hill, but it looks like New York nice and prepared, clean 4 down for them. And, well, it's exactly what we said on street. Set up, do it once again. As you see the idea from Empire, maybe 2 players trying to push through Eskies, but New York obviously prepared.
Yep, New York's well prepared for this one. You got to get going. Huke's already looking at the rotation. He's trying to get himself over towards White, now towards the second hard point. Meanwhile, on point, the battle rages. Crim finds one. Asim's there to pick up a few more, but it's Shotzzy once again finds himself a nice kill. Not going as big statistically as Huke is so far. The man is trying to get it all done. Diamondcon can't quite escape there. The catch from Shotzzy on a 3 spree, looking to find a few more as the contest continues. There's 10 seconds remaining, and he's looking to find all this time if he can. He's trying to keep the members of NYSL off of it. They are trying to claw back, get the lead back from NYSL.
And again, this is just constant off angles, right? Shotzzy just trying to play for the easy kills. They slide across, and Asim might be prepared, but the trades have to come through, and now you're trying to pinch the actual hill. Crim, nice shots from up top Police, and he's able to take down 2, but you can see maybe a bit of an opening, but not if Crim is there. Give him the 3rd as well. Top Police control well in his hands. And for Empire, well, they're down by 20. They need a good chunk of time.
Yeah, a good chunk of time to be had. iLLeY's going to keep the street safe as he sweeps his way through Diamondcon. Clay's coming through middle now. Asim on point. 30 seconds remaining in this hard point. NYSL can't win it here. They're going to do what they can to get as much as possible. iLLeY trying to get him off it for now. Here comes the push through White. Diamondcon and Mack leading the charge. Submachine guns out. DC's hurt and backs on up. Can iLLeY find the kill? No! Clay from out of nowhere, but Shotzzy from the left wing. He's going to find those 2 kills. And with that, the next scrap time will go the way of Dallas. But chance, this is non-stop, man. Both teams are well and truly on point, slaying every single second out, and this is going to come down to the wire, the final points.
And keep in mind, that player Shotzzy actually spawns out because he died a little bit too soon. And now New York, well, they got to take advantage of the man advantage, but they cannot. Diamondcon, the last one up, and the trades are through. Nice and secure, at least for the moment, is Dallas for the actual hard point, but you can actually see the splits. Mack, because he's in the back, is causing problems. He gets dealt with, and for New York, well, 40 seconds left on this hill. They need to make it scrappy, and you got to take your time. Try to do it from the front.
Yep, Diamondcon making his way through the alleyways now. 2 players pushing out through the couches. Play trying to find the head of someone. There's Shotzzy. Can he get the kill? Trying to soften up the defense, but it's not working out. Dallas are holding the line once again. It's 25 points for the win now. They cannot win it on this hard point, but every single second gets them extremely close. Already looking towards Boulevard is going to be both teams. Here comes the play call. Asim dealing the damage through mid. 2 players already making the way across. Can Crim find the rotation kills? He does. Cuts down Mack, and chance final 10 seconds for the win. Dallas, they can get it done on Boulevard.
And keep in mind, Crim, he is on a 6 spree as well. He might not need the streaks, but if he gets it, you got to imagine the street hill is going to be incredibly easy to secure. New York are going to have to be perfect, and for the moment they got the setup, but Huke with that first blood is causing problems, and frankly, you got to sit inside the hill, you got to at least contest, or he sits inside and get the win. You leave the point, you lose the game. Dallas Empire, game number 1, goes their way, 250 to 215.
That was not an ideal ending, I think, for NYSL. That almost felt like an unforced error. You said leave the point, and you cost him, and who comes out of nowhere? Came out of literally nowhere to just jump in there and get those final 2 seconds. Slight lapse of concentration, maybe. I need to watch that one back, but my word, Dallas just about steal the first map. What a contest it was. NYSL, Dallas chance. I think we are off to a swimming start to what will be an incredible series, but let's have a look at those stats, man. Huke went massive. Huke was like 30 plus kills. The man was on point all map long. Oh, I'm ready for this whole series. Let's go. Let's have a quick peek at the stats there. 32 and 24 for Huke. Crim 32 and 22 as well. Big stuff out of Dallas.
And just to touch on that final moment, like obviously Diamondcon does drop the ball by jumping out of the hill, but in my mind, there isn't much you can do, right? Someone's gonna have to go crazy if the pressure's already pouring in for pillars and you only have 2 seconds you give away. Not a fun spot to be in, but obviously the final couple of hills, Dallas Empire completely took over and basically got the full 60 on that second to last still. So job well done for the map 1. It's a map they needed. It's a map they got.
Map they got. That's it. Map 1 done and over. We are going to take a very quick commercial break, but when we return, it's going to be Search and Destroy, NYSL versus Dallas. You don't want to miss it.
Hey everyone, I am Slasher, and I am here today to give you my predictions on who I think is going to win Major number 2 of the CDL this weekend. And it's an interesting one because the obvious pick is Atlanta FaZe. They are currently 12-1, just coming off of their first loss last weekend, which it's going to be interesting to see how that affects their mentality. But then you also have my pick and who I think is going to win, which is the Subliners. I think they have an amazing team and they're only getting better weekend after weekend. So I think the Subliners are going to win, but more specifically, a loser's bracket comeback win. But you also have other great teams like Dallas Empire, the winners of last year, and of course you can never count out OpTic. Now Major 2 is going to be insane because of how tight the brackets actually are, and at this point I really do think it's any team's game. But no matter what, it's going to be super interesting to see who wins. I'm going to be watching throughout the weekend, and may the best team win.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League Major 2, presented by Zenny Gaming and Slasher. Clearly a New York fan. We love that. Exciting to see again how the entire Major will unfold, and he's not wrong. That bracket is very, very tight. The chance back to the series at hand, NYSL versus Dallas. Of course, map number 1 goes the way of Dallas, but now we play Search and Destroy, my friend, and let's talk about that Stage 2 S&D.
That is actually insane of how bad those KDs actually look across the board. That is all towards the bottom of the league with the exception of Shotzzy. But I will say overall, like we talk about the S&D woes for this team, it's really only against very specific teams for the most part, right? Like Minnesota, I think are 4-0 in Search against Dallas right now. Atlanta FaZe, I don't even want to know how bad that S&D record is. But outside of that, Empire have been on point. Like they're 5-0 in round 11s, and I'm sure Rainbow Raid doesn't want it to go to round 11, but they've had great moments as well. And I think New York Subliners, again, it is one of the perfect teams to go against. And if Empire can win either one of the searches, which is obvious for game number 5, they should be good to go for this series. And obviously, as you saw on map number 1, certainly had a very solid performance. You expect these guys to not have any sort of woes in Search for a long period of time. You expect it to turn around quick, and well, it's Major 2. If there was any time for them to sort of kick it up a notch, it would certainly be now. But on Express, a map that New York is going to be very happy to play. 2-0 on this map compared to Dallas's 1-2. So you expect on the side of the Subliners camp, they need to bounce back here. They're not in a bad spot to get it.
Dallas, again, a team with incredible capability when it comes to the game mode. Let's see what they can bring here against NYSL. It's an A hit off the rip now for NYSL as they make their way forward. You've got Shotzzy, the lone defender here. You've got to have Crim backing him up in just a brief moment. But Shotzzy, ears are on. What did he hear? Or he heard something. This could be the push. Again, watch that top window spot. Mack's going to go down. Asim on the bomb. Shotzzy doesn't quite get the kill, but close enough. Damage is already dealt. The reinforcements arrive in Dallas. They're putting themselves in a nice spot early.
And he's back to the power position as well. Just waste no time. And of course, the reinforcements are in. Important gunfights for New York to win, and keep in mind, you might have two separate flanks going on, right? Clayster working all the way around back and up top. Well, Shotzzy, still the Reaper, gets traded out, but Asim is trapped. He's got to wait for Clay, and the help is through all of this to turn it into a 1v1. It's the Vets, and it's Crim. No time wasted. Job done in Empire. Get the first round.
Oh, it was a spicy one. Again, you got to think, if Mack doesn't make it, or if he does manage to make it through unnoticed, if Shotzzy isn't there over towards the A site, a very different round indeed, but good work there nonetheless. Dallas take the lead.
I mean, that's just such a quick round as well. And again, we mentioned like towards the keys to victory. The first bloods are ever important for this team. When they get them, they have a ton of success. It's really the clutch factor where Dallas has been at least slightly lacking. But again, you do not expect that theme to last very long for the team, as they are now being very aggressive over towards A.
Yeah, still keeping the aggro plays up towards A. The defense was stacked towards B, but an immediate read, a very, very fast shot call. Let's go over towards A ASAP. Do we see anything? The nade's going to give something away. No, Shotzzy dodges it. So, play may not quite be afoot, but the remainder of NYSL who've got themselves here now know something's up. Asim playing alone towards the flank. Diamondcon, thrown shoulders. Shotzzy sees the tags. The play is definitely on, but Huke's first blood on the Clay makes the flank safe now for Dallas. Bomb's going to be going down. Oh, another big win from Huke. That's going to be his second of the round. Bomb goes down. Diamondcon can't quite finish those kills, but oh my. Has he got enough help to do this? Crim, massive kill from him. Now it's a 4v1. Diamondcon left alone. Almost hopeless with 30 seconds left.
And nothing there for him to get a suffocating round coming in from Empire. And well, this is going to be the first blood as well. Huke just finds a pick. Clayster trying to work his way through the middle of the map, just gets caught. And then Huke just making the nice reads, expecting more pressure to be coming through. And that was an interesting moment for Asim, right? Because he had a couple decisions. He was already behind enemy lines, 10, 15 seconds into the round, but he was trying to play off the information rather than making hero play. And fortunately for him, well, Huke just makes the better play, but 2 for 2 for first bloods, 2 for 2 for round wins is the Empire. And a little bit of deja vu. You got Clayster maybe make some noise over towards B, but it's the same strat as last time, and Shotzzy back at home.
And it may be early days, but those KDs are shooting up so far. iLLeY side 0-2. Shotzzy once again, top 8 position. We could be seeing an exact repeat. Will lightning strike twice for him. Mack's down there again. It's an exact same play call. Slight difference now from Shotzzy. First time I went right, now I'm going left. Mack, what have you got? Not enough. Shotzzy finds himself kill number 2. Diamondcon's going to be up next. Here's Shotzzy. Oh, just about Diamondcon. If he had not checked that corner, that would have gone his way. But that's going to be a 3v2 now. Dallas with the advantage. Bomb down. NYSL looking tough.
Looking tough, and well, Crimsix at the very least just going to get back down, but he got bombed down on site in Empire. They'll be happy to give up this bomb plant. They are confident in the retaking. You can see why, right? You got iLLeY on the full flank, and of course Huke as his teammate not too far behind. A lot of pressure on Clayster to make the big play, and I think he's going to hear these players above him.
He should do, but he doesn't hear iLLeY. That's an easy kill. The trade comes through though. Diamondcon loses it to Crim, and the 2v1 is complete. Empire will find another round, their third in a row, and Crim's just making sure he squeezes every single possible point out of these players. Good stuff, Dallas.
And I will say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. If Shotzzy makes the play up inside a ticket booth round 1 and just shoots you in the back, like credit where credit is due, just makes a nice play. The fact that you let it happen again in almost the exact same situation, like, I don't think they threw a single stun up there to check. They didn't even, throw a shoulder, literally nothing. Just allowing Shotzzy to own the top ticket, and, well, easy for him to make plays. Or I say ticket maps, whatever you want to call it. By the way, you can't let that happen twice, and unfortunately for them, they do. And keep in mind, Crimsix, 4-0. I mean, he didn't quite get streaked out map number 1, but only because he didn't need to. And he's thinking about getting streaks once again. Is this A site heavily preferred right now by both teams?
Yeah, right on. Dallas, very solid coverage across the map. They don't leave any stone unturned on defense. But now we are slowing this one down. NYSL, again, the 2-2 split towards the A and the B site. But Dallas have run forward, checked it, pumped the brakes. Now they're starting to wait for the slight aggression or maybe the unease from NYSL. And man, it is tense, Chance.
It is tense, and I think they're just playing heavy for picks, right? Everybody has thrown up and spawn. They're waiting for someone to make a mistake, but mistakes have not been made, and now it looks like they're just trying to clear out this A site, make sure nobody's home, and get the plant down. And for New York, there is nobody home, right? You got Clayster and Asim maybe thinking about a late flank, but they're going to give up this bomb plant. Whenever Dallas elects to get it down, they're going to be able to get it. And Shotzzy, well, that's why he's nearby. Less than 30 seconds on the clock.
We go, quick plant. Slight bit of damage. Crim's now providing Overwatch from top position. Mack makes his way forward slowly. Asim now making his way in as well. But into the jaws of Crim he goes and he chews them up. Diamondcon, though, he will be able to find the kill on the top Crim. And that's going to be 3v2 situation right now. Huke with the big shots there from the 74. You from downtown. 2v2. Bomb down. NYSL trying to hit the retake. Still on board with Huke as he makes his way through the back. Another massive kill. A great distance there. It's a 2v1. What have you got, Mack? Makes it a 1v1. We're not out of the woods just yet, but Huke has been devastating. There is a lot of noise being made right now. 10 seconds on the clock. Gotta go for the defuse. No idea where Huke is. He's checking every possible position, but Huke toying with his food. It's 4 straight for Dallas.
I mean, this is 4 straight and 4 straight devastating rounds. Huke, by the way, just rocking the best AR in the game. Have to imagine Diamondcon was just one shot in that situation, but then, I mean, it's just cross-map beams, some clean shots coming through from Huke. And, well, obviously the gunfight that seals the deal. You were happy, or New York was happy to give up that bomb plant. They trusted the retakes, and, well, they ended up getting a couple picks, but Huke makes the best play. You're down 4 rounds in a row after losing a hard point. I mean, this has just been a devastatingly fast search and destroy. And I was going to say for New York, they have had no success over towards A. Now they're mixing it up at iLLeY. Had to have gotten that information, which means you got to imagine Dallas Empire going to be trying to playing a little bit quick on this retake as that bomb is going down.
Asim checks quite literally everywhere, under every rug, every nook and cranny, gets the bomb down. Now it's going to be a straight up retake for Dallas now. B site, first time we've seen it get real any love thus far in the map. Will it be successful for NYSL? It better be, because it's starting to get a little bit dire. But here we go. Shotzzy's going to be in first. Slow and steady Pete. ADS all the way. Mack wins the gunfight. iLLeY gets his as well. Huke, though, making it look a little bit easier now for Dallas. It's a 2v3. And the kills keep on coming. And Dallas now on the precipice of the defuse. 20 seconds remaining. Clay can't get it done. Oh, boy. Chance 15 on the clock. It's an easy defuse. And Dallas on Express, mate. It is looking great. Map point.
We even saw in the hard point, it really seemed like Dallas Empire were pulling out all the stops to get the map win. So many off angles, so many sort of like cruddy spots, people playing behind the bar on Moscow like on rotations. We've seen some similar stuff in Search and Destroy, even for Huke, just making the kills in the final moments from the heavens above. Like, Empire have put in some serious work. The swarm on B site, perfect for the retake. And obviously, I mean, you're up 5-0. I know what map we're playing on, so certainly the map is not over. But holy hell, do Empire have all of the momentum in the world. And, well, I mean, take your pick on which player's been going off for the Empire lately. It's been Huke that's been on the 5 spree, but everybody seemingly taking turns.
Yeah, a lot of chatter on social media that Huke's deserved himself a big series. He's been a little quiet recently, and here we go. Oh, wow, Asim, that was a surprising win. Nonetheless, does manage to get the first blood. NYSL. Full Sail? Is this how it begins? Have I already jinxed it? We'll find out in just a brief moment. But Dallas, Search and Destroy has not been their strongest suit, but right now it is looking very clean. Can Asim find any more as he quietly prowls the halls here of the terminal? Crim? You could smell him. He's so close. Asim almost managing to get the kill. Dips out immediately. Crim, eager to peek it. Doesn't manage to get the kill. And Chance, this is unbearably tense for both teams.
Unbearably tense, but you see the bomb actually working its way over towards A, but you can't get the plant down quite yet, right? Because you know a couple players behind enemy lines. And Clayster, by the way, his army crawled for so long. Crimsix eventually finds him, but they don't know that Clay is here. But even still, the other 2 players that are over on site, well, they're getting the bomb down, and Crim is finding the picks. He gets the 2 biggest of the round. Bomb planted at A, and, well, Diamondcon and Mack left in the 2v3 to try to avoid being 6-0'd.
Oh, here we go. Another 6-0 Express is on the cards. If Crim can land it, and he does, makes it look easy. Diamondcon now in a 1v3, 1v2. Can he find something truly special here? Not a chance, not a hope in hell. Dallas, swift and deft execution there on Express. Another 6-0 to the books here in the Call of Duty League. And oh my. We thought yesterday was fast. Today, we didn't slow down whatsoever. It's 2-0 to Dallas.
That is a 2-0 to Dallas, and that is the only maps they need. Again, if they have won a single Search and Destroy really in a best-of-5 series, they've gotten the wins every single time. You got to beat them in both searches. And, well, for New York, that just means back is heavily against the wall. Last time they played against Dallas Empire, they got 3-0'd, but the maps were all super tight. This series so far, maybe just a little bit less so. Express S&D, they have done their homework. Maybe watching Tropic Thunder paid off, because I know Crim was making sure the kids had that under their belt. But either way, devastating map 2 performance. The stats are obviously just across the board, man. You had what? Huke going on a 5 spree. I think Crimsix started out 4-0. He had Shotzzy winning his team 2 separate rounds just from top maps over towards the B site. Just clean and efficient work, and even the picks Crim is able to find. You got Asim, you got Clay working the flanks. They get nothing. A devastating map 2 from the Empire, and again, you got to imagine they're feeling very confident now.
You have to be feeling magnificent after a performance like that. They get not a single round, another 6-0 into the books, but we're going to look at our US Army tactical play in just a moment, and we gave a lot of love to Huke, and there's with good reason. This was round 4, Chance. This was the man getting it done, and it was a fantastic showing all round, but Huke, big stuff from him to seal the deal.
And this is just the beams round, right? He just wins some big gunfights, even with the AK-74U. Again, you have to imagine Diamondcon very weak before that challenge. I didn't quite catch the health, but it's really just this gunfight against Clay that obviously wins the round for you. Gets the first shot, doesn't miss a bullet. And, well, that's the Huke we know, and that is the Huke we love, and we expect nothing less. Just a devastating round, and even towards these final moments, this player has already made so much noise. As soon as you mantle, you know Huke is one of the best in the world. He's going to hear that from a mile away and just play around the clock. So shouts to him. Puts his team up 4-0, but obviously it was across the board for Empire. Everybody putting in work.
And he looks so happy. So pleased with himself, and so he should be. A great start for Dallas Empire, an unbelievable turnaround in the search and destroy department. Oh dear, this is looking very dire for NYSL. However, we will take a quick commercial break, and after the break, we go to checkmate control. Now, this chance is where NYSL quite literally have to turn this around, but they've got some stats on their side. Let's see how we go, though, friends. This could be another 3-0. It's not what I want, it's not what Chance wants, but it could be what we get. Lend us your energy, friends. We're going to a break. We'll see you right after this one.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Use code CDL2021 for a special discount on GameFuel.com. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by Zenni, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Zenni Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting zenni.com/gaming.
Hello CDL fam, thank you so much for watching. Do you guys fancy getting your hands on more rewards? Then make sure you click on the rewards button right next to the diamond icon, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more CDL content.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. Major 2, presented by Zenny Gaming, and it's not working out for NYSL. Clay's face says it all, truly. Not working out. They are down 2 maps. 1 more, and they have to go to the elimination bracket. And once again, it's the same from last season, almost. You know, they go down and they make the run, but let's look at Clay from this stage overall. This was it, coming in the major tournament number 2. S&D chance. It was the bread and butter. What happened?
I think what happened, it wasn't even from the NYSL side of things, right? I think Dallas Empire just went back to the drawing board and said, we're not allowed to be bad at Express. We have Crim on the team and Rambo Ray as a coach. We're going to team things around. And, well, I mean, Clayster is one of the players that his stats are going to get punished for it. As good as he has been, you look at the flip side on Dallas, and they are right there with them. But in my mind, I'm thinking of like the reverse sweep potential. We've only had like 5 reverse sweeps all year. New York has been a part of 3 of them, 2 on the winning side. So New York is obviously one of the top teams in the game, a team we expect is absolutely capable of pulling off the reverse sweeps. I would say, though, they've also been to reverse sweep, and the team that did it to them was Dallas. Dallas has just had their number, 2-0 against them, and again, in the first major, well, Dallas got the 3-0, and obviously, they're in a spot to do it once again.
Oh, sweeps, sweeps, sweeps. Hopefully we can see a little bit more life out of NYSL, and Checkmate Control's the place to see it. Come on, boys. Let's put on a show for the fans at home who've tuned in on this glorious, glorious Thursday. It is Thursday, right? Yeah, it is Thursday. Gotta make sure. You never know these days. COVID's weird. But, alas, NYSL Dallas, map number 3. We're getting in this one now. Chance Control on Checkmate. We've seen some incredible offensive round wins. Stacking the point seems to be the play of the minute. Let's go NYSL. Trying to pull the reverse sweep. Or for Dallas, try to close this series out in 3. Let's get it.
And it is worth mentioning, obviously we've talked at length of how good New York is on offensive rounds. They were the best team in the game, at least originally, but it's exactly been matched by the Empire. They are now tied percentage-wise on their offensive wins on this map. So by no means is it an expectation for New York to win this map. It is going to be a close one unless Mack has something to say about it, or someone on New York steps up. But for the moment, just nice and stable. Little bit of map control to New York, but obviously Huke, well, if he's killing like that, not a fun player to have to deal with.
Yeah, Clay was posted up waiting for that one, and he got absolutely ripped. Shotzzy's on the flank now. This is going to really hurt NYSL. Yeah, that stings. There's a couple more to be had, and it's Shotzzy feeling himself right now. Perfect nade positioning. He's going to tag those players up. Shotzzy can't quite keep the run going. Mack with a nice big win. 2 players who should have probably gone down there, but excellent effort from Mack. That's going to get the A-tick almost complete. Oh no, they do manage to finally get the players off the point. Diamondcon making his way forward. Asim's in there first. He loses the fight to Shotzzy, draining the A zone right now. Good defensive play from Dallas.
And again, a flank coming through, by the way. Now it's going to be Huke's turn, potentially behind enemy lines. And, well, on the point, it's just the contest. But Dallas Empire, they drained all that tick progression. You got to go for the full thing once again. And, well, maybe with 2 bodies on point, that should be job done. By the way, Huke did get found and killed off the flank. So, A secured and a 3-life lead for the moment for the New York Subliners. And you can see a couple ideas. Asim maybe thinking about some spawn kills. There's his first.
Ooh, nice. The second comes straight after it. 1 minute 30 now on the clock. NYSL looking towards the B zone only. Crim wins a big one by the back of the plane. Mack now making his way forward. Again, this is it. This is stack central. He's going to stack these players up on point, capture it incredibly quickly. Again, a 4-man stack gets the point done in about 11.5 seconds. Mack trying to make that right side of the map safe with the old A zone once lay, but it's not a safe place whatsoever. Dallas clawing their way forward. Once again, it's Asim trying to find those kills. iLLeY, will he make the top of the plane safe? The answer is no. Diamondcon, nice 2-piece. Opportunity now for NYSL.
And you got 2 bodies on it just for the moment, so it's going to be going a little bit fast, but not too problematic. Shotzzy, though, forced to effectively make a hero play. He delivers to get at least 1 player. It's going to slow down that time quite massively. And Huke there for the cleanups, and that is a 3 down in response. New York has certainly created opportunities, but if I'm looking at it now, you got a minute, and Dallas only has 6 lives. You don't even need to worry about the point for the moment. You just need to play for the kills. You're looking for trades.
That's why Asim is slowed down. Makes his way forward, a massive win against Huke. Nades are up. Look at Asim's positioning, my word. Flies forward, finds another kill. No lives left for Dallas now. They're on their last legs here on the defense. And Asim knows that, and he is on the hunt. The man making his way forward. The dagger thrown deep into Shotzzy. Now it's one player left. The 1v3 situation until everyone spawns up. No lives left. Shotzzy's holding this alone. 30 seconds. It is a 1v4. And by every right, Shotzzy should go down, and he does. But man, he made him work for it. NYSL take the first round.
And that is a very big round for them to get the ball rolling again. Any offensive win is a good one. And we talked about the bold play calls at the start. I mean, you had what? Asim flying at their spawn, not even just for this play, but even the final moments. As soon as we were thinking, at least in my head, like they need to play for the kills, look at how deep in the spawn him and his teammate were going just to hunt these players down. So a hyper-aware team almost always making the best play in any given situation. And well, job well done. And that's in spite of the fact that Clayster went 1-8 to get things started. That is not a stat line I expect to stay for very long.
Well, let's see how we go. Now we have NYSL on the defense. They did a great job winning that offensive round, but see what Dallas can bring as they make their way forward. You can't win the fight by top wing, so that gives a lot of control to NYSL here on the defense. iLLeY and Shotzzy, though, making their way over towards the A Street. A zone now being captured. Big win on Diamondcon. Keeps the capture going. You see that with number one. Shotzzy is going all the way to the very back of the spawn now, looking to find these players. But let's see how this goes. Let's do a quick Astro Gaming listen in with the Dallas Empire.
Do Tetris? Our Tetris, someone free it.
Our Tetris?
Yep.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, he's there. One shot on exit, one shot on our exit.
Our exit?
Yeah.
Number done.
I'm
getting on it.
Yo, Ender, you see where I'm at? Can you look at my mid plane and that?
I can see it.
One just said winner now. Let's hop in.
He's in mid plane.
You should watch bottom. Yeah, mid, then.
Mid. I'm feeling there.
Bottom. Nice, good job. Good trade. Good shade.
Oh, dude, don't respond. Do exactly what they did. Our plant ups.
Yeah.
You went like
playing around. Yo, one guy's there.
Yeah, he's army. I kill him.
Oh, good
Where is
shot.
he?
He's behind
You're
it.
getting great top order.
Mack dead. One of the guys front right tower.
You can easily cut them off. Oh, one top left. He's going mid plane.
Mid plane.
Mid plane.
I got you out. I'm coming. He's hitting you out. He's weak. Nice.
Another one that side steps. He's in closet. Ho.
Bad and shit. Oh, yo, one's going A-lane.
I got you.
A-lane, play that.
I got your order.
Dallas looking very decisive on the offense chance. It seems like attacking is the new defending here in control in the CDL.
I mean, frankly, they've just been dominating the map even now. They got 2 players pushed up into the top of the plane, and they have all the time in the world right now to work with. So if you can find these kills, that is fantastic, even more so than the point. But then if you wait too long, you get 4-man wipe, and just like that, the map domination they've had has been eviscerated. Now you're going to be the team that needs to crawl out of your spawn.
Here we go. A steady and painful crawl might be an hard thing to do, but finally NYSL with a sign of life here. 1 minute on the clock now remaining. New York got to hold the line. No one's made it out just yet, and again, this is the one opening they need. They will run with it, and Asim, he knows that. He's not playing aggressively. A huge amount of respect being shown to Dallas here. But here goes Dallas through blue, and oh boy, Diamondcon gets absolutely flattened as they make their way forward. Mack trying to hold the line as best he can. The nade's going to soften him up but not get the full kill. And here comes the push. No, Crim puts him on his back. And with that, there's an opening now as Dallas charge forward.
Well, it did take them a lot of time, so you only have 30 seconds left on the clock, so not many opportunities right now for Dallas to get the win, and Asim, well, slowing the pace down just a bit. And when I say slowing the pace down, I mean he is speeding it up, playing lightning quick for the moment, but he does get caught out, and now you got 2 bodies for Empire on the point.
Asim is looking absolutely unbelievable right now. Shotzzy, though, trying to keep this point going. 20 seconds left. No one's on the point, not able to stop the clock. It's all on Shotzzy right now. Has to win this fight. Tags are up. If he can kill Mack, great. He can't kill Mack, though. And with that, his teammates have to move forward. Can Huke get there in time? Just about 7.9 seconds remaining. If someone can get him off this point, things will start to look great for NYSL, but it's not over yet. 4 lives left versus the 10 of Dallas. Progress at B. 1 tick done. Mack and Asim making their way through play. Clay playing from the backside. Shotzzy's going to find those kills. Now Clay has to make his way forward. The second tick almost done at B. And again, 7.9 seconds on the clock. You get those kills, you get them off it. It could be yours, but no, the kills keep coming through. Asim, last player left now on the point. He wins 2 kills, and the clock is now open once again. Shotzzy with a contest. Can Asim keep this one going? This is unbelievable. He does just about land the shots, but the kills in the end, the trades. Dallas with the round. Oh boy, what a good round of control.
Oh my God. And there's so many things that Dallas had to do correct through the entire round, by the way, right? Like, by the way, clean movement from Asim, but you had Shotzzy that was what, at the start of the round, over towards the top tower. I think they had an 8-life lead by the time they had captured the A point. And there was a moment when they got stuck in their spawn. It took them maybe 20 seconds to set up the play for everybody to break out of blue. They had to do it perfectly to make it happen, and it still came down to the wire, but hell, 2 for 2 on offensive rounds, and at least for Clayster, I said I was expecting the stat line to change. Not really. 4 and 17 for the moment. Really needs to get the ball rolling.
Get it rolling. Sooner rather than later, still, the whole team looking absolutely fantastic. Asim has taken the weight of the squad on his shoulders, and he's going for it. But Shotzzy in from behind. This should be a 2-piece. No need. His teammates are already on it. The flank done. That's massive. Now Dallas on defense. There is a sign of life in Dallas now. Look at the ferocity they are playing with. True purpose driving them right now. Diamondcon versus Shotzzy. And look at this movement. Look at this play from Shotzzy. Absolutely unbelievable. Still alive. Oh my word, Shotzzy still going. This is a spree and a half. It's only 3, but every kill has been a treat to behold. Chance, this is starting to look a little dire. NYSL, slow this down, get themselves out of trouble, get back onto those points.
And again, the flank is just going to be the problem, right? You're just going to get shot in the back. This is what the 4th or 5th flank I think we've seen from the SMGs coming out for the Dallas Empire. So they are always finding themselves in good spots. But even while that's going on, you have 2 players from New York that's actually on the 8 point trying to capture it and play around the objective. And you see Huke, well, he's taking his time on the flank. New York are ready for it. The move to the actual point is going to be there to trade to get the players off the hill. But Mack and Diamondcon popping up in the feed. New York, talk about a team dealing with the pressure well. They have been making plays on offense.
They got pieced by iLLeY as well, the 2 players on point. Clay wins a nice big one there against iLLeY. Now making his way forward, looking to start to turn the KD around. A is pretty much done. There it goes. A point captured. Over towards B we go now, and Diamondcon. Slow it down, just maintain that control, allow the submachine guns to push forward and start dealing damage to the life count. Oh my word, Huke is killing players lightning speed right now. 17 lives for Dallas to the 13 now of the New York Subliners. NYSL still trying to make their way in towards B.
And they're just getting swarmed every single kill, seemingly going Dallas Empire's way, but only a 5-life lead, and as we know, it only takes 1 good play, 1 clean 4 down to get a win on offense. They're trying to clear out their base. It seems like they obviously know the Crimsix is over by P2, but Crim at least able to trade his life out. New York able to pick up another couple kills, though, and this is the opening. Shotzzy, the last player pushed up.
It was a 3 dead for a brief moment there. Clay can't quite catch it. Diamondcon, will he be able to get the kill? He just about does, but still, there's the reinforcements now from Dallas forward. Diamondcon, he is cutting him down. On the point he goes. No one there to help out just for the time being. Huke's trying to win the fight towards the back end of the plane, and you're off the point momentarily for NYSL. Still trying to purchase that push forward. Huke can reposition by B, and Chance, this is, it's a very, very delicate balance between not over pushing and not giving away these lives right now, and everyone looking good. 5 lives left now for NYSL.
And right now, you just got Dallas. They're just going to be looking for trades. And, well, frankly, Diamondcon, he needs to play his life up on top of the plane. And so far, so good. That time is ticking, though. And again, for New York, you get 1 more good shot at this. And keep in mind the position iLLeY's playing. He can go on a late flank whenever he wants.
Oh, my word. Big win there again. Starting to run out of lives. NYSL starting to bleed out. 3 players remaining now. There's another big kill from Crim. This is huge. 17 seconds on the clock as Mack now starts to get the cap. Is anyone there to get the cutoff for him? And he does. It's iLLeY. He finds the kill. Last player left alive, Diamondcon. 12 seconds on the clock. Every kill's a big one. It's 5 lives remaining. The chances of him winning the round are very slim, but stay alive would have been huge. But no, Dallas. Another round. Match point. Dallas Empire.
In Dallas, they have clearly done their homework on this map. I haven't counted because it's been too many times, but even off the opening break when they're on defense, constantly able to send an SMG, flank around through Tetris, and just start shooting players in the back. I have to imagine at least 10 to 12 kills had just been free for the Empire, just shooting players in the back, going on these flanks. Their pressure game has been absurd, and well, Asim, I mean, he's doing his best to match it, 30 and 22. He's had a spectacular map, but obviously now it's about clutching up on defense, which you'd think would be easy, but maybe not so much. But speaking of flanks, Diamondcon delivers, able to pick up a big 2.
Big 2, just about gets away with his life. Clay sadly dies to the native Huke there, so the pressure's still here for the members of NYSL. Oh, that was it. It's last now on Asim. The only player on this side of the map. Here come the reinforcements as fast as they possibly can through plane, but 1 minute on the clock, Chance. NYSL hold the line if they best they can. Mack wins a big one. Free aim for the second, no one there. Big shots from Mack. Great map he's having so far, 24 and 20. Now straight over towards the yellow crate, straight over to Crim, and Mack is on an absolute rampage. This is big work from NYSL, buying them all the time they need.
Yeah, Shotzzy, by the way, he's got through, but he also put himself in somewhat of a tough spot. Mack gets dealt with, and Shotzzy wins the gunfight he needs to over round A, but maybe has to win a few more. Eventually gets taken down, but Dallas, their trades have been on point all series long, and it certainly is not slowed down. They may be getting tagged up, shot in the back, but they're still just stopping the clock. 30 seconds left for these guys to capture A, and I mean, frankly, they've been having a tough time actually getting to these points.
Yeah, really tough time. This is good work out of NYSL again. 20 seconds, well, 21.6. The clock has stopped. Diamondcon trying to slowly drain that push towards A. Sees the trophy up top, knows Crim's on his way, and here comes a big push from Dallas. Still, get him off the point for a brief few moments. Less than 20 seconds remaining now. Clay making his way forward. Cut down once again. Rough map out of Clay. Mack, though, the rest of the squad certainly pulling their weight. They are on A. Dallas make the first tick vanish. Mack can't quite keep the kills going, and here comes the defensive push. NYSL trying to get him off the point.
And I think you might actually have to defend A, right? You're down by too many lives. If they get the point, they're going to have so much time on the clock, but they got the double stack. They got A street control, and, well, it looks like NYSL, they're going to be chalking it up, but trying to make plays. They can't find anything. Staring down the barrel of a 3-0 and staring down the barrel of some spawn kills. Down by 9 lives, and Dallas have all the time in the world to find these kills.
A lot of time. Just under a minute now remaining. NYSL trying now to deal with Huke. Get him out of the spawn. It's a 2-man push. Oh, iLLeY gets the 2-piece on the other side of the map. So now, capturing the B zone. First tick is gone. No stacks just yet. iLLeY trying to maintain map control, and he does just that. Crim, he's the one getting the cap on the point. He does drop. So clock will now open up once again. Huke drops on top side of the plane, so you have a little bit of breathing space to work with now for the NYSL. Chance, this is unbelievable. Fighting tooth and nail just to get that final round.
Oh my God, and that scoreboard is ridiculous. Asim getting ready to drop 40 for the L unless they can clutch up here, but triple stack up through the top of the plane, and Asim is going to be the first to fall. You got to imagine the trades on Diamondcon to come in short order, and Huke, well, just doing a phenomenal job of staying alive. 8 versus 2, make it all down to Clay. 9 kills in the entire game, and he needs to get 7. Dealt with, done, and dusted. Empire with the 3-0 on the series in a dominant series win.
Oh my. It's over. It is over. It's done. NYSL, they have been absolutely battered here by the Dallas Empire. The 3-0s continue, and it was a very flat map from Clay. Single digits to finish it out in the kills department. Not a great look overall. And it is all smiles for Dallas Empire. The 3-0s here in the league just keep on going. They're 5th of the season. Chance, I am mind blown. Very surprised indeed. My bracket is also in shambles. Oh my God.
I mean, mind blown is fair, I suppose, for the severity of the series. I'm sure many people picked Dallas Empire to win it, but in the fashion that they did, that was dominant. And just for the fall off that New York had towards the end, I mean, credit to Asim. He played his heart out, played out of his mind, but Empire just looked like the better team through and through. Crimsix, by the way, throwing up 6,700 damage. Not too shabby, but again, it's the team performance. It's across the board. Shotzzy, the number of times you find themselves behind enemy lines, shooting players in the back. Huke was doing the exact same thing. And iLLeY, I mean, throwing up 34 top kills in the lobby, or not in the lobby, at least on his side. It's Asim that took that crown, but a good way to get Major 2 started for Dallas Empire. A hot 3-0 to open up the stretch.
Very hot 3-0 to get things going. And man, I mean, the damage, the kills department, the individual performances, everything looking good there from Dallas Empire. It seems that loss against OpTic, they took that one personally. Let's take a quick look at the scuff play of the game. It's going to be the final moments from that last round. Again, it was a big effort once again from NYSL to try and keep them off that point, but a 3-1 victory there in the control. It was huge, a 3-0 in the series, and Chance, I'm beyond surprised, mate.
And honestly, I would say the way that Dallas Empire was winning these rounds on offense as well, it was similar to what New York did. It was just applying a ridiculous amount of pressure, whether it's through the plane or whether it's in their spawn. They just kept winning it on lives. So I think we've seen a few different ways that teams are approaching these attacking rounds on offense, but at least towards these final moments, I mean, there's just not much you can do. Again, Clayster, not the best map from him at 9-32 in the final moment. So Empire will be very happy for it, but maybe even more so than the Control. When I'm thinking about that search and destroy, they took a map Express that they were 1-2 on, going against an undefeated New York Subliners, and they got the 6-0. That is shades of a very different search and destroy team, and I think that might be an interesting thing that the rest of the league is going to have to now pay attention to.
Oh, here's the bracket. So with that 3-0 over the Subliners, Empire will be facing Røkkr in winners round 2. OpTic Ultra, of course, will be coming up next after the break, and the winner of that will go on to play the mighty Atlanta FaZe. Lots more Call of Duty still to be played today. We've got Surge Mutineers and Ravens Thieves still to play in the elimination matches, and mate, I'm still kind of surprised, still shocked, but hey, elimination round 3 for the Subliners is not a terrible place to be. They can still make the run, and again, Inkslash said it. He was like, Subliners, they make the lower bracket fly. That's how they're gonna do it. Let's see if the man is a prophet. But there we go. Quick look at today's schedule. Of course, Toronto Ultra, Chicago OpTic. They'll be coming up right after this one, the Major Tournament 2 presented by Zenny Gaming, and this schedule brought to you by the US Army. And I'm very excited indeed to see the remainder of these matches. Chance lots of exciting series ahead of us, and again, unpredictable as ever here in the CDL. I am truly surprised. One thing you shouldn't be that surprised by, though, friends, is the giveaways. All the goodies we're giving you here. Again, if you link those accounts, we're spicing up the rewards, friends. Plenty more to be had here in the Call of Duty League. Spicing up the rewards here for Major 2 by giving away 4 brand new calling cards and a hard carry emblem. Link your Activision and YouTube accounts and tune in on Sunday. That is this Sunday, April 11th, to earn the rewards and show them off the next time you're playing COD. Whew, right, first series done and dusted, my friend. When we come back after this very quick commercial break, Lottie will be talking to Huke the Nuke in our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. The man went on an absolute rampage, and he's very difficult to kill. And look at this. Wait, look at this. I got his curse. With the 3 O's, they just keep coming. Chance, hire a Witcher or something, man. Get rid of that curse, brother. Anyway, when we come back after the break, Lottie's going to be talking to Huke. We'll see you after the break.
The Call of Duty League is presented by Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The US Army, what's your warrior?
Hello everybody and welcome to your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. Joining me this time I have Huke
from the Dallas Empire. And after a quick 3-0 sweep, because they respect our time here at the Call of Duty League, love to see it. Huke, I got to quickly start things off here, asking you about Moscow Hardpoint and the play that you pretty much made to seal the deal for your team there with the win, that incredible rotation. I want to know what was going through your mind and why you did it when you did it.
Honestly, there wasn't too much on my mind at that point. I mean, it was just we were just in a bad situation. Like, we had the good spawns, we flipped out, we were down 40. So I was like, man, like, you know, I came off spawn, went towards Eskies, I saw my boys about to hit the hill. I was like, all right, this is the time, this is the play. And yeah, I mean, they did an amazing job, my teammates contesting for me, even allowing me to make that play. But yeah, honestly, it was just like a instinctual play, and it worked out. I'm glad it did. I'm glad it did.
Absolutely, you have the instinct, man. That's to say the least of it. But no, you're right. It is awesome that your team can pick up on that, and you guys work together so well, like a well-oiled machine there, man. But S&D, we've got to talk about that, because it's been the talk of the town for all of us, the Call of Duty League. We've been, you know, talking about your search game, about how kind of lackluster it's been as of recent. But the 6-0 against New York says different. What have you guys been working on heading into the major?
Heading into the major, honestly, just for me personally, it's been like just working. I mean, I'm gonna be straight up, like, working better with them, because yeah, I don't feel like I've been working. We haven't been working together as well as we could be, and we're trying to get back into that form of just working together as a team and as a unit. And I know the more and more we play and the more and more we practice those things, and even for me personally implementing like everything they say, and you know, just working together on top of, like, you know, my own gameplay and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you know, we're gonna be able to do some great things, but it's one day at a time, one practice match at a time, one match at a time, and you know, you just keep going forward.
Absolutely, you build upon it, man, and appreciate your honesty there as well, Huke. We love to see you guys fully formed again. Dallas Empire, obviously, our reigning champs from last season. Best of luck heading into this major.
Shout out my
as
teammates.
you go forward through the bracket. Shout out Empire. Shout out the teammates. Love it. Thanks so much.
Yeah, man. Shout out everyone. Shout out my teammates, man. I love those guys, for real.
Well, there you have it. You heard from Huke the Nuke himself. Absolutely incredible to get his insight on the game as per usual. But I tell you what, we do have an incredible match coming away. I'm sure you Green Wall fans are going to be excited about this one. We got OpTic versus Ultra coming up with Lando and Study right after this break.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Use code CDL 2021 for a special discount on GameFuel.com. Tournament audio and team listenings are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by Zenny, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Zenni Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting zenni.com/gaming.
Working the plant, but Scump again. The man is popping off. 5 in a row. Crim, last man up. 1 versus 3. And he's down. Let's go. Let's
go. Talking about boys.
Go, man.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Stage 2 Major. We are inbound for some wonderful series. We continue with what has been a crazy day so far of matches. You see the look there of OpTic Chicago as they will be taking on the Toronto Ultra. What should be a very, very interesting match today. It's myself, Lando, and Studdy providing you guys the commentary on the next 2 series. Buddy, how you feeling coming into what should be a very interesting OpTic versus Ultra?
I'm feeling good, man. This is going to be a great match. You got OpTic on one side who are trying to build off of that win versus the Empire. And you have the Ultra on the other side who are just coming off of a loss versus the Subliners, trying to bounce back. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun to see exactly like we said how OpTic kind of looks. I know we've had a number of different talking points on this group as of late, but hey, we've been talking about them a lot. Let's go ahead and meet OpTic Chicago.
Mighty Crimsix going normal.
Looking fantastic.
Envoy slaying his way through. Scump from up high, the king.
I'm out here doing what they thinking is irrational.
Really starting to run that score up.
I'm gonna make it back. I'm gonna make it back, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, OpTic gaming are back. Chicago are a force to be reckoned with.
And there you have it, Greenwall. That is your team, top to bottom, a scary-looking roster. Every time we get to see them on our screens, but Study, what I think it was a big testament was the E-Clasico, the match win that they have most recently versus the Dallas Empire. Looking much better in Stage 3 than in comparison to what we saw in those back-to-back sweep losses in Week 2.
Yeah, those back-to-back sweep losses was not the OpTic that we all know and love. These guys were just, nothing was working for them. Every single player was just playing inconsistent. Then they completely wiped that slate. They go into the following week and win both of their series. The first one being in a 3-0, the last one being in a 3-2 versus the Empire. It was just a step up across the board from every single player. Everyone was going huge, and we see Dashy. He stepped up tremendously, and hopefully he's able to do that today.
Yeah, that is one thing that the opposite side, I'm sure, is not going to be looking forward to. And you got a guy like Bruce who's going off the way that we know he can. It can be a terrifying sight to see. But we talked about sight. Let's go ahead and meet Insight and the boys that exist on the other side. Let's go ahead and meet our Toronto Ultra.
Yeah. I'ma get right in my bag. Why you gonna try to get mad? Everybody wanna keep up. Don't you know I move too fast? I'ma zip right past. Drip all on my swag. Why you trying to size me up? You don't wanna try your luck. Hot as a stove, what did you know? Burn like coal, yeah, you know I go. Way too hot, yeah, really too cold. I'ma keep going till I hit my goals. Better get back when I'm in my zone. Do it for the ones that I know back home. Did it myself, they ain't put me on. But you call back if you hear that tone. Another level.
And there's a look at the Toronto Ultra again. When we talk about this team, it's kind of been hard to point out like where this team sits right now in the rankings, whether or not what you kind of take from their wins, what you take from their losses. But Study, this is going to be a test for them today.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a test for them. We saw, like I said, they are coming off of a loss versus the Subliners, and they lost that in a 3-1 fashion, dropping both hard points and losing that search and destroy. But the good thing is they clutch up in that control, which was their worst game mode. Vance had an unbelievable performance. He was 25 in 2012 with a 2.0 KD. If he's able to do that versus OpTic, especially in that control, it can be huge for them.
Yeah, always got to be aware of the bouncy castle. But let's go and take a look at our game fuel keys to victory first for the Toronto Ultra. Give them to me, Jay.
Yeah, you got to start strong and build that momentum versus OpTic Chicago and win that first hard point, man. Usually when you see the Ultra come out and win that first hard point, they go on to win the series. Vance needs to be on point today. Highest hard point X factor for Toronto. KD during wins is a 1.2, during losses a 8.4, and then defenses need to be solid. The defensive rounds in search and destroy are 9th so far, 11th in control. And usually when we talk about control, defense is the ones that you need to be winning. You need to try to steal an offense, but obviously you're going up against Chicago, who are a phenomenal respawn team. You just need to be on point on both sides.
Yeah, great notes there for the Ultra. We'll now take a look at game field keys to victory here for OpTic Chicago. And what for them, first things first, continue the playmaking and search and destroy, right? That's been kind of a constant notion for teams like the Dallas Empire for OpTic Chicago. Obviously, we saw what the Empire did in search and destroy. But for Chicago, they've been great recently, right? Winning their last 3. As we talked about at the start of the show, Dashy needs to continue to be that Slayer. We know what this guy can do. His difference from stage 2, week 2 to week 3 was totally different. And then what? ARs need to put the pressure on Insight. If he has an off series, OpTic Chicago should lock it up. And I feel like we've been talking a lot, you know, in terms of the Toronto Ultra, what kind of needs to be done, because we talked about OpTic Chicago. They get the big victory versus the Dallas Empire. They're looking great, kind of more well-rounded, especially in those search and destroys. But I feel like one guy who has kind of been that player for Toronto Ultra has been Insight, and he can play big in that opening hardpoint study. I think we may have lost Jay, not 100% sure. We'll figure out exactly how things are lining up. But regardless, folks, our maps and modes coming into this series, along with a few of those cheeky vetoes. Big thing is obviously we got Checkmate Moscow, and then a whole lot of Raid. Who doesn't love Raid, right? It's a great map. We see it all the time, and I cannot wait to visit it again. But again, OpTic Chicago, Toronto Ultra. Last time these two teams faced off, we did see a Checkmate hardpoint off the start, and we all know how that one went. It was OpTic leading things, what was like 222-7. So this is a different looking Ultra team.
I'm back.
Oh, Standy, you're back. Okay, great. Because I was trying to break things down and it just was not happening. Checkmate hardpoint, as we discussed, kind of the opening one here. Last time we saw it, OpTic dominated. I mean, what do you think Ultra has to do, right? They've been looking good on this map so far throughout stage 2. They got a 3-1 record on it. But what players do you think have to be stepping up the way that we know they can here for the Ultra?
Well, when we seen the Ultra play the Ravens, actually, in the matchup during Stage 2, it was Cammy going huge with that assault rifle. And I'm expecting him to have the same performance. It's just going to be a lot difficult when you're going up against Forma and Dashy, especially the way that these guys have been playing recently. He needs to be on point, and Insight needs to be his counterpart to fight both of these ARs and try to win some more map control.
And when we talk about Checkmate, oftentimes it can come down to the AR presence, but OpTic Chicago starting things off with the early spawn advantage, and that may be why you're seeing Cammy make that rush up through A Street. He'll be challenging bottom plane off the rip, but again, early plane control, really back and forth, but it's Cammy who eventually makes his way on the flank, drops 3 of his teammates, but he's still going off, ends up dropping to Formal. So a nice attempt early from the Ultra, but it's thwarted in Chicago. They're racking in the second.
Yeah, OpTic they just handle all 4 players. They keep the spawns, so now they're able to build that time off of this P1 hardpoint. You're gonna see Scump trying to play his life, but now that's gonna be 3 down for OpTic. So with 25 seconds remaining on this, they probably will contest this one more time. But as I say that, one player is gonna spawn out. So now you're gonna see the players from OpTic play a little safe, make sure they don't try to flip, but Bance off the rotation. He's gonna be able to make his way through the backside. It's only gonna be one player here to try to stop him, which is gonna be Envoy. Pretty sure Envoy spots him there, but Bance is going to be able to win that gunfight, and just like that, Toronto are able to flip those spawns.
And that's just, like I said, throughout the entire opening HP, you could see kind of the thought process there from the Ultra on how they wanted to try to play this, but they ended up getting the spawns for P2, Formal quickly, trying to change that up as he runs into 2 Toronto players. He falls, next AR up is going to be Dashy, and he is hot off the start, sitting at 3 in a row. Really just trying to buy some time for his teammates, but everybody who enters into his line sight is quickly going back to the respawn screen. Good plays from Dashy, but again, it's just a matter of waiting for his teammates to get there in time. Unfortunately, he falls. Now the rest of the group looks to try to break in from the front.
Yeah, so every single kill right there that Dashy got, as soon as he picked up that kill, one of his teammates dropped, so they were not able to flip those spawns. They still had every single player from Toronto spawning out towards back yellow, so that's why you're going to see them be able to pick up this remaining 20 seconds and potentially put themselves at a 60-point lead so far through our first 2 hard points. They're also winning every single engagement in the kill feed right now. They're trying to set up for that P3 nice and early. You see a couple players trying to push through that A Street. It's going to split both OpTic players up. You have to try to win a gunfight on both sides of the map, but Cammy's going to walk away with that one, and now, once again, Toronto have flipped the spawns.
This is, like I said, this is just one thing that you want to see out of this Ultra group study. It's just the consistency across the entire lineup. I mean, how many times have we talked about in the CDL where you just have one player kind of going off and it's never really enough? You know, one guy who's kind of been on the hot seat recently is Bance, right? He needs to kind of have that performance. Yeah. He leads an X Factor and hardpoint in control, really just an overall KD. So for him to have as good of a start as he is, it's not surprising that they're currently leading in the points right now.
Oh, definitely not, man. Especially with the way that the assault rifles have been playing. You see Cleanex in his previous life, he was able to eliminate 3 players that were coming off spawn. So he's been aggressive with that submachine gun. So that's good. Now you're going to see Cammy sliding into this hard point. He's able to take down 1. They're just trying to focus for that P4. They're trying to push up towards that A street. But that number 6 player, who's going to be Dashy, is in a position to try to cause havoc. He's going to back down these players. Stall enough time for Formo to get here. Is Formo going to win the second one? Nope. Scump's going to be there for the help. And initial challenge should now go to OpTic.
This is when we talk about when you got to really do your homework. OpTic has been dominating on P4 to P5. We'll see how their comms look and really maybe what could be the key to success in these next 2 HPs for them as we go to an Astro listening with OpTic Chicago.
No, Vince, nice. Last guy time. I'm blocking. I'm laying close time.
Yeah, I'm watching reset. You're the one with low flank. You have it, Brandon?
Yeah.
Low tube and low right. Low tube. They're playing low right.
Low tube, Cammy, absolute low left wing, guys.
There's 2 there. I'm looking low flank. I'm watching low flank.
I have their PC right now.
Low left wing, Cammy, low flank Cammy right now.
Dead plane.
Low flank Cammy.
Plane dead.
Low left wing, one shot, man.
Oh, yeah, plane, top plane.
Where's top plane inside?
I flip.
I flash your mid point.
He's gonna hit me probably. Hit midpoint. Dead. One more. There's side.
Challenge.
Nice. Top tower.
I'm hitting for new.
Nading over.
I'm going top line.
They have no trophies. They're stairs right now.
Top tower inside. In plane dead? Or Vance got me in plane?
Oh, one shot plane. One shot off plane, man.
No trophies, guys. No trophies.
Left wing, guys.
Waiting to peek out left wing.
Right wing, Vance.
Throw shit, guys.
Lay down right wing.
I'm chucking shit at hill.
I'll see right wing.
Trophy no.
Yo, tower.
Under right wing, Vance, weak.
Right wing,
he's under right wing, Vance.
Right wing still there. He's still low right wing. He went top right wing behind you, Brandon.
Top plane on me, Vance. Top plane, Vance. Needed time?
Yo, he's low plane, Vance. Low left wing.
Watch out, plane stairs inside.
On you.
Plane stairs inside.
Vance hurt.
We're chilling.
I can get plane steps.
We're chilling. One still left.
Back on one shot. No trophy at time. I'm camping in plane.
I don't see him on the left.
One was back.
I hit time.
Well, we headed into the comms, talked about how this could be OpTic's opportunity, as it has been so often recently for them to really kind of break open this game, kind of maybe even up the scoreline, as they're currently in so far throughout their checkmate hard points in P4 to P5. They're averaging 90 seconds more than the opposition. But Study, it's a different story right now versus the Ultra.
Yeah, the Ultra right there, when they were OpTic, they were able to walk away with at least a full 60 on that P4. But at the very end of that hard point, Toronto were able to flip those spawns and eventually chain that towards P5. That's why you see the lead that they have currently. But right now, you're going to see a couple OpTic players just trying to pick up some time in P1. All they have to do is just try to locate inside so they can flip these spawns. And Formo, he's going to find them, but he's going to drop that engagement. So now the job is going to be on Dashy. Is Dashy going to be able to locate Insight? He's just wrapping around wood. Insight is taking his sweet time, but Dashy's going to come up behind him. And just like that, OpTic are going to have spawns. They are winning gunfights in P1. They should be able to take the lead here pretty shortly.
Yeah, and that gunfight was so huge. I think Ultra, they were holding on to a few of those kill cams, just waiting maybe if he wins the 1v1 there versus Bruce. Could be a different story, but again, a major kill comes in from Dashy. Meanwhile, Toronto trying to grab a few of these seconds, but Envoy is causing chaos right now inside of the plane as 3 drop instantly out of Toronto. We've got ourselves nearly a tie game coming into this next rotation, but Study, we know how P2 works, man. Despite Ultra's clever play on the flanks last time around, this is where OpTic can really start to take a solid advantage at our money hill at yellow crates.
Yeah, they just got to get the hold. They have to hold these players from Ultra, trying to push through blue, and so far, Scump and Formo are here to answer it. That's going to be 3 down now for Ultra. The only player in the position is going to be Insight, but he's just waiting for his teammates. He doesn't want to push for a solo push. Formo on the opposite side is just catching all the players all spawn, so all this time is going in favor of OpTic. It's looking like they're going to be able to walk away with a complete 60 on this P2.
Yeah, the AR's causing issues. Is really... Once you are trying to go over to P2, if you're spawning out, it's really like a no man's land, man. We talk about how open at times checkmate can be. Of course, I bite my tongue quickly as Ultra do manage to break on in. They shut down the ARs, and really ever since then, that's where the chaos can start to occur. But Envoy finding a nice double toward that side wing, bottom B wing, causing problems over at that next rotation. So somewhat of a split currently for Ultra. One player ends up dropping on the other side, and now they know exactly where they're coming from. You see those arrows start to focus up. Things currently looking good right now from Chicago. You know, we talked about for a moment how maybe that P4 to P5 could have been their bread and butter, but They're able to lock things up. Again, we can't talk about it enough. Dashy goes big, and now they've got the advantage. Ultra now working heavily on the back foot as Cleanix is sitting on 3 in a row.
Yeah, so Cleanix is just sliding around with that submachine, just trying to keep these players from OpTic off of that point. No one right now is gaining any time. You're going to see a couple players from OpTic trying to push around from both angles. They're going to try to flip these spawns out so they can get that favorite spawn 4P4. But 2 are going to drop now for OpTic. Envoy's going to be the only one on point. Dashy, unfortunately, he's going to drop the Cleanix. So now time is going in favor of the Ultra. With only 10 seconds remaining, they're going to be set up for that P1. But as I say, that insight is going to drop. So this might be the opening that OpTic needs to just flood the front side of yellow and try to break through the front side.
This could be Toby's time. They line up. That's going to be 5 in a row for Cleanix. A major play as he has been dominating toward the bottom side of the plane. And right where Cleanix leaves off is where Bance is there to prey on the opponent. As Ultra fighting back now here toward this A street. We talk about that next rotation as well. That's where Toronto is betting all of their chips. As one drops, trying to go for the side flank. Insight, he's picking up kills left and right as well as center. Cleanix watching over his longtime teammate as well. Toronto, they're making this one a game.
Yeah, Ultra fighting back in this one, and the entire time they have not been able to flip those spawns if you're OpTic. All the players that were pushing around the left side, Bance was winning all those engagements, but 3 are going to drop now. So there's going to be 10 seconds remaining on this P4. But this is job well done on the Ultra. Now it's all about just trying to set up for the hold. That's exactly how you want to do it. Put 2 players down from OpTic. Now they're going to spawn all the way out. They're going to force a couple solo pushes out of the players. And so far, it's looking like Ultra are going to be able to walk away with the lead in a couple seconds here in this game.
Well, I mean, what do you think OpTic has to do? 50 seconds left. You're trying to get top plane control. What's the play here from OpTic to at least try to dilute a lot of this time right now from Toronto?
No solo pushes. You need to open up an engagement, but unfortunately, you're going to see a couple engagements go down in plane. But it's all about just chaining those kills together, forcing out the players to spawn out. That's where you're going to see what Envoy's doing. You have a couple players pushing out the front. They're going to force all the players from Ultra to keep spawning out towards backwood. But right now, if you're OpTic, all you have to do is basically contest this and then play for P1. And that's what it looks like they're going to be doing. They're trying to set up for that next plane hill, but not give up as much time to Ultra here.
Of course, Ultra not able to win it, really even get too close toward that 250-second mark, because they'll be happy to grab the last few seconds, but you notice Dashy instantly focusing his attention. As many kills as he can get off of spawn are going to be helpful as OpTic look to try and bring this one back inside a top plane. Ever patient is Envoy, waiting for one of the Toronto players to reveal their positions. Gets the timing, unfortunately. Not going to be able to drop Insight. One player drops toward A Street. That's 3 down again for Toronto. Insight, while the kill is nice, he's going to try to buy some time for his team. Again, another lead change. Here comes the contested Scump, the king, hanging out in the cabin as he falls. Formal, the T2P teammate, trying to watch over his fallen compadre as the fights only continue. 228 to 226. It is a bloodbath going on in top of the plane right now, Stud.
As long as it just stays contested, now OpTic know that Ultra can no longer win here. So you're going to see Envoy just play his life. They know that they have the spawns. It's all about just playing safety from here on out. You do not want to die off this rotation to the next P2 hardpoint. Formal's going to open up with 1. Envoy's going to get traded, but Formal's going to equal that out by getting the second. So now OpTic are going to have full spawns for that P2. Ultra have 1 to 2 good pushes if they want to try to break into this one. You're going to have to send everyone around blue. Formal's going to be there to shut it down, but that's how you're going to start it. Cammy's going to open up with 2, try to take down the third, but eventually he's going to drop. There's only going to be 2 players in a position to try to stop this push. Can they get it done here?
Oh, and Cleanix, he drops. That could have been the opening. That could have been the opening for Toronto. Nobody's going to be close to the point in time, and OpTic will hold on here in the opening hardpoint. But boy, was it close. Boy, was it close. At times, Toronto, man, they look like they may have figured it out. They've been so good on this map so far throughout stage 2. But again, we know how solid the team on the other side has been. OpTic Chicago now improving their checkmate hardpoint record to 6-0, Study.
Yeah, and it all comes down to that P5 hardpoint. Obviously, OpTic did not do the best job on the second rotation for P4, but they were able to break that in for the last 10 seconds. But the way that they were able to just contest that P5 from the front side and not allow Toronto to be able to close the map out there Once they were able to contest that, they rotated all the way back to P1. They contested down to the wire. It's going back and forth, but they kept the spawns for that P2. Foreman was sitting back tube, just playing his life, making that heads-up play to make sure that they were able to close out that map.
We talked a lot about Dashy, puts in nearly 6k damage throughout the hard point. Also goes, +7 in this one as well. I know we talked about it kind of at the start, right? Toronto Ultra, they need to come out swinging, right? Because in terms of their victories, their 5 wins so far have come through a game 1 hard point, each and every single one of them. Based off the play there, obviously we see a close HP. Does it make you change your opinion about Toronto after that?
Not really, because you're going into a search and destroy, and OpTic have been looking crazy in their last 2 matches as a search and destroy. So if they're able to bring that same intensity, like the way that they beat Dallas Empire, Ultra are gonna need to respond quick in these rounds.
You heard the man. You heard the man. Search and destroy. It's gonna be the key so far for Toronto. Can they start to bring it back, or will OpTic's strength and search and destroy only continue here in the Stage 2 Major? Coverage only continues, folks, right after this quick break.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Sean, aka Sean J Game, and the second major of the 2021 season has arrived. I think we're going to see some pretty interesting matchups this week, especially with the amount of roster changes around the league. These matches are just going to get more and more competitive as the weekend goes on. OpTic started off pretty rough in the earlier stage, but regained over the weekend. As an OpTic fan, I'm hoping they'll be able to maintain that same energy and put on a show. One team that I really have my eye on due to their newest player addition is Røkkr. Standy came out swinging in his first match against OpTic and overall seems to be making everyone around him better as well. It will be quite interesting to see how he will manage in bracket play. The top 5 teams in the league are very close in standing, so the second major can go to almost any team who comes out hot, as we saw when FaZe got upset by the LA Guerrillas and OpTic being upset by Minnesota and Florida. But obviously not being biased and going off overall performance, I think to end it off on Sunday, we're going to see Standy and the Minnesota Røkkr take on FaZe and the Tiny Terrors in the finals. With the way they've been playing, I would absolutely love to see a big upset from Minnesota.
Welcome back to the Stage 2 Major presented by Zinni Gaming. We are in the midst of a phenomenal series currently going down between OpTic Chicago and the Toronto Ultra. I tell you what, Study, I mean, that opening hardpoint, it definitely kind of made me think a few different things. One guy was kind of having a few great performances. We're talking about insight here for our Astro social soundboard. Of course, we talk about the Røkkr going on Twitter and saying, hey, can't wait to play in my first major. How sweet, Study. It's great to see, man. He's hype. He's delighted.
Yeah, you love that, man. When your rookie player who's making his very first appearance is just excited to go into a major, you can just tell his confidence is through the roof. He's taking a deep breath, just making sure he lets go of that map number 1. They need to be able to bounce back in this map number 2, because the way OpTic have been looking in their search and destroy, it's just no hesitation. You saw Scump last week versus the Empire. He was making play after play with that submachine gun. Ever since he lost that 1v1, the guy was just mad, and hopefully when you're going up against the Ultra, he doesn't run into one of those situations again, because he's a totally different player when he's mad. You can just tell by the end of that Dallas Empire series. But in this search and destroy, it's all about those mid-game adjustments, all about who's going to be able to take the most risks and rotate those bombs quicker.
Yeah, that's a great call, man. And I know, just to quickly jump back on insight for a moment, I know, but you said kind of having a quick breather, maybe some short-term memory after the hard point, because really his thoughts have been pretty good so far in the search and destroy. He's currently locking up the #1 search and destroy KD at a 1.64. So I know we talked about it, not just in the respawns, but the ARs are really going to have to try and deal with the pressure of what has been an incredible rookie pickup out of the Ultra. But here we go, flying in for round number 1. Chicago starting things off on some good old offense, and really for them, Moscow sitting pretty well at 3-1. On the other side for Ultra, Moscow 2-3. So both teams have some reps. We all know how Moscow works, folks, but off the rip, early day damage, nobody dropping as we are